What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of GWP Wrestling News. Um, I don't know if you saw the video from yesterday. I've been a little under the weather. I'll go ahead and apologize now if I fall into a coughing fit. I've been spent all night coughing. I didn't really sleep much at all, so it's just been fun. So there's some news. However, we do have a little bit of news on the internet today. Um, Not a lot. As I was scrolling through, I had an article I wanted to talk about that I found the other day, and I lost it because I'm a moron. So we'll just assume that we talked about that, and it was a great conversation, and we move on. We're coming off AEW Dynamite last night. Fairly loaded show. It's been pretty good. So the big thing, and we're going to get into this deep Sunday on the podcast, so you want to tune into this. The big thing is John Moxley and his crew. I don't know if we're still calling them Blackpool Combat Club. It sounds like we're getting a name change to the New Paradigm, possibly. Not sure where they're headed with this, but there is some NWO-esque aesthetics to the whole situation. It's not a complete copycat, though. I'm not trying to say that. But I do want to talk on Sunday, and please come join the show. Please come join us on Sunday live, 7 p.m. Central, right here on YouTube. Come and join in the conversation. We're definitely going to get into talking about this because I've got some opinions on how they can make this work right, but I've also got some opinions about how they've got this set up to fail. But we're not going to get into that today. We're going to look at some news stories. So let's bring up. Okay, scroll up here. This right here is one of them. We're going to get to that. First, right off the bat, TNA Hall of Fame 2024 inductees. Credit where credit's due. This article is from Wrestling Inc. The TNA Hall of Fame 2024 inductees include former WWE and ECW star. Let's see. Looks like they're talking about Rhino. That's pretty cool. Rhino had some good stuff in TNA. See if they got anybody else they're mentioning. The other inductee will be the late Bob Ryder, one of the co-founders of TNA in 2002, and was on the original fishing trip with the Jarrett family, where the idea to start up a new promotion in the wake of WCW's demise was first spawned. Okay. Ryder's induction makes him the fourth non-wrestler to be inducted after Earl Hebner, Don West, and Mike Tenay, and the second posthumous inductee after Don West, who was inducted in 2023 after he passed away earlier that year. Okay, so we know two. I don't think they do as big of a Hall of Fame class as WWE does, so that's kind of what we get right here. We know we're getting Rhino. We know we're getting Bob Ryder. What the hell? My screen on the other side is doing stupid stuff. This says Ryder passed away in November of 2020 after battling cancer for many years. So if you don't know that fishing trip story, I'm not going to get into it right here because I've got other things to record today before my voice completely goes, and it's on the way. But it's really, really interesting the way Jeff Jarrett and the crew came up with starting up TNA. I would definitely suggest if you don't know that story, Google that and check it out. Maybe at some point I'll dive into that and we'll actually do a video about that because it is a pretty cool story. So 2024 TNA Hall of Fame inductees, Rhino and Bob Ryder. Moving on. So this week's NXT, good show. NXT has been on fire since moving to the CW. And this says this is from SB Nation. Without main roster stars, NXT does cable-like numbers on the CW. Let me see if it gives us the numbers. The ratings and viewership data are in for the October 15th episode. Show averaged 639,000 viewers and scored a 0.18 rating among 18 to 49-year-olds. Both are big drops from last week's episode with Randy Orton, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and other main roster talent. Minus 27% in overall audience and 25% in the demo, to be exact. They're also quite similar to what the show had been doing on cable before moving to its new broadcast home on October 1st with guest star CM Punk. Okay. But I mean, that's still that's pretty good viewership, 639. Now we've got a rumor roundup I want to look at. So let's close that one off. So we got rumor roundup. This is also SB Nation. AJ Lee and WWE, CM Punk title plans, Brock Lesnar, and more. So let's take a look real quick. Speculating on rumors. Important reminder. Rumors are just that. Rumors. None of this has been confirmed as fact. It's just circulating around the pro wrestling rumor mill. So I'm not reporting fact. I'm reading what they have, rumors they have heard, and they're not reporting them as fact either. So rumors of the day. WWE is totally on board for an AJ Lee return. Although AJ hasn't given the company any indication she'll be back, and the only people who know what she's thinking are her and her husband, which he said she's involved in a whole lot of stuff. She's very busy, so I mean, it would have to be she'd have to reignite a passion for it if she really wanted to come back and do that. She's been involved in a lot of stuff. She's a busy girl, so I would love to see her back in WWE, but I also can understand where she's still kind of like, meh. I don't know if I want to be there. I got a lot of other things going on. I don't need them. So, but good for her either way, whatever decision she makes. If she makes the decision to come back to WWE, good for us. Let's see. Speaking of Lee's husband, let's see. CM Punk will be facing Gunther for the World Heavyweight title at Survivor Series. I don't know that I see this happening. I mean, that's yeah, I don't know. I mean, let me know in the comments down below. Would you want to see CM Punk fight Gunther for the World Heavyweight title at Survivor Series? Or do you even think that's a possibility? Does he have more storyline with Seth Rollins to smash out before he goes for title? Or maybe Seth Rollins doesn't pop up till after he wins it. Although I'm not ready for Gunther to lose it, so I'm not on board with that one as much. Let's see. After also asked WrestleVotes about talk of Brock Lesnar returning. He said, "I'll give you a short answer. Yes." And that has been the talk of the week, really. In it does sound like they may, and yeah, they did reference the Beast twice on Raw this past Monday. So it does sound like they're getting ready to bring him back for the Netflix run. I don't think he's coming back before that, but it does sound like they may be getting ready for a Brock Lesnar return when Netflix happens. But as of right now, Fightful Select reported that there are no creative plans in place for Lesnar at WWE. If there have been internal conversations about Brock's return, Fightful sources haven't mentioned them. I've seen other reports where they both parties have talked, but like I said, if there's a plan for him to come back, it's going to be for the Netflix. Obviously, they want to try to get as many people on board with the Netflix thing as possible, and he is a draw. I won't say that's my favorite idea, but I mean, it's not. There's just not that much left for Brock to do. I don't think. I mean, can he come in and be a draw? Absolutely. I mean, it's fun to watch Brock come in and go beast mode and throw people around. So I don't have a problem with that. It just where does he fit in with the current roster and the current storylines and all that? I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. Um, Also, we have Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. Was done so company officials could have the opportunity to just evaluate them. So they got that tag title shot so they could be evaluated. Um, that's according to Wrestle Purists reporter. WWE is said to think NXT's Meta 4 have main roster upside, and if the female members of the group's evaluation was favorable, they could be called up soon. If not, they'll get more experience in NXT with an eye toward promoting them via next year's draft. AEW recently filed to trademark Fright Night Dynamite, which was announced as the name of their October 30th episode. Yeah. Which I'm guessing that's since NXT is using Halloween Havoc, which, by the way, I think is awesome because I loved Halloween Havoc and I'm glad they brought it back. And I think bringing it back for NXT to use was a good thing. So I'd like to hear some opinions. If you'd let me know down in the comments what you think of that. We'll see how the Fright Night Dynamite thing goes. The thing about doing these things for Fright Night Dynamite, doing the Halloween Havoc thing for NXT is you have to be careful because there's a fine line when it comes to these where you can have a really good show, or you can have a really cheesy, gimmicky, something that wouldn't have even been fun in 1990 type show, and we don't want that. So we still, and that's been the big thing in this new era of wrestling. It's really more matches focused on the actual wrestling. We're not needing constant chair shots. We're not needing. And don't get me wrong. We're adding plenty of violence and weapons in there, but the biggest focus that everybody wants to see is these classic matches. And you got to kind of give credit where credit's due. The reason everybody's like wanting to see 5-star matches now, I have to say that's the other half of GWP, Chris's favorite current superstar, Kenny Omega. Him and Okada put on some absolute classic matches. Though their series of matches will go down in history. He went ahead, did incredible matches with Will Ospreay. These guys are putting on matches that most can only dream of, and to the caliber that we haven't even seen these caliber matches find their way to WrestleMania, the big time, the mecca of all wrestling. So for them to have those matches, that's what we all want to see now. Do we love a good bloodbath every now and then? Absolutely. Do we love to get a bag over somebody's head every now and then? Yeah, not so much. But the majority of the wrestling fans now, even us old school guys, are loving to see these good matches. So it's fine to have these Fright Night Dynamites. It's good to bring back Halloween Havoc. But when we put in those gimmick matches to match those names, I'm shaking the desk and making the camera rock. I'm so sorry about that. Don't lose focus of that when we're using these gimmick matches is what I'm getting at. So, but anyways, that should do it for this one. I didn't have a lot of news articles I could find right off the bat today. Uh, kind of slow, which is a little surprising. We're coming right off a Wrestle Dream, you know, which we did have, that did include Daniel Bryan's retirement from full time. Um, there's a lot of speculation on whether or not we will ever see Bryan Danielson in the ring again. Um, I have a feeling we will at some point. I also have a feeling we're going to see more of him in a role that helps to build the modern wrestling world. So, there's been also speculation that maybe he shows up at Royal Rumble. I don't believe that's what's going to happen, but you never know in this crazy world of wrestling that we live in. That's it for this one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week with more wrestling news. Please make sure, if you hadn't already, smash that like button. Let me know in the comments down below. Did I miss any news or rumors from the week that should have been included? And we'll make sure they're included on the podcast if you let us know. Check out that podcast live every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central, right here on YouTube and a few other platforms if you're interested in watching it somewhere else. Please come check it out. It's a great show. We have a lot of fun. Make sure you're subscribed and turn those notification bells on so you'll know when it goes live and you won't miss it. Follow us on all of our other social media platforms. That's like all the platforms. And right now they all have a pink logo like that one right up there. Damn, I can't get my finger over there. That one. Check it out. Follow us on all those platforms. Thank you so much for watching. Gladiator out.